If you love God, love people, and love real estate, you guys are in the right place. My name is Forston, and I'm super excited that you guys are here. Some people call me Mr. ILF, but nevertheless, thank y'all so much for being here tonight. Let's do that really quickly. And again, man, you guys got a lot of choices of where you could be, but y'all chose to be here, and I appreciate that. Also, if you're here, you probably love God, you love people, and you've been trying to get into real estate. On this channel, we teach people how to start their own independent living facility, which is an environment where adults are able to live and thrive without the need for staff and or medical oversight. And as I said, I'm you guys' host tonight. My wife is taking a little break tonight, so it's just going to be me. And tonight's topic is going to be shared rooms or private rooms, right? How do you make that decision? What is a shared room? What is a private room? What does it look like? Who is it for? How do you offer it? And also, who can afford it? Where are you from? Where are you guys located, city and state? Let me know that, and then we're going to jump right into the material tonight because I want to talk about, should you be offering private rooms? Should you be offering shared rooms, right? Or should you maybe offer a mixture of both, right? Does that make sense to anybody that you may offer both? And I'm going to show you guys exactly what we're talking about tonight. I am your new big brother, just as sure as you're trying to get into real estate, shared housing, ILFs, and to show the love of God through real estate. If that's your desire, I'm your new big brother. Also, there was a question that came in and stated, should we do a 1-story or a 2-story? That's also a personal preference, and I'm going to talk about both in terms of which one should you be. So, in fact, I'm going to jump to that now. So, I'm showing some pictures now of some ILFs, some big ones like this one, some smaller ones like that one, some gigantic ones like this one, but also some normal size 3-bed, 2-bath, just like this one, right? But if you all have ever heard me say it before, my favorite model is actually that 4-bed, 2-bath model, which is this house right here. So 4 beds, 2-bath is what's going to allow me to take 8 people from homeless to hopeful. We also can do these in mobile homes, right? So most of the time, the mobile home needs to sit on its own piece of land. But every now and again, you guys may find a mobile home park that actually may allow you to do this in their park. But my disclaimer for that is that usually when you find one of these in a mobile home park, they want you to actually to live in it. Mobile home parks are not like super big on you, like trying to do this inside of a park. They rather you be the tenant. Does that make sense, everybody? But every now and again, I've even showed those on my YouTube channel where I'm driving up to these parks and talking to these owners, and they're letting me do this inside of their park because, quite frankly, sometimes they don't care what you do, right? As long as you pay the lot rent. So a lot of times when you guys get into these mobile homes, right, they're going to be inside of these parks and they charge something that what we call lot rent, right? And that means that if the mobile home is $8,000, even though when you pay the mobile home off at $8,000, you still owe that $600 of lot rent every month. So lot rent just simply allows you to have your mobile home on their dirt. And that's why a real big play of what this is also maybe one day you owning a mobile home park or owning the pads in the land so that you can charge people to sit their mobile home on your lot. So I hope that makes sense. They're real big on doing this inside of a mobile home park, right? But most of us do this in a regular residential property. So for my new people, like who's the ATL 000, for my new people like you, like don't have any clue who I am, right? I used to be a social worker wanting to get into something just like this. And God messed around and showed me a lady, y'all, that was making 41 grand a month doing this. And the crazy part was that she was doing it like rats and roaches. And when I found out about that, right, here goes me as that social worker. And when I found out that the lady that literally was living my dream was doing this the wrong way, housing people in roaches and in rats, I just simply said, man, how can I get into this and do it the right way? So many years ago, man, I got into this and eventually I left my job partly because I got tired of being part of the problem. I wanted to be part of the solution. 5 of y'all put in the chat, I want to be part of the solution, Derek, when it comes to affordable housing. So when I saw the rats, the roaches, the filth and the grime and these nasty pictures that y'all see, I just simply said to myself, like, why not me, but do it the right way? So if you new to me, these are the conditions that drove me to get into this. for one, I loved real estate, or I knew that if I got into real estate, that would bring generational wealth. I also knew that if I was to help people, right, with this real estate, it was kind of like me having a ministry. Because not that Derek said it, but the Bible says the poor and needy will always be among us. And it also says that when you do unto the least of thee, it's like you're doing it unto God. So when I saw these bad conditions, I was just simply like, man, why not me? And when that lady showed me that she was making $41,000 a month, I nearly fainted. Because y'all, I was making 28 grand a year. Like, I don't hide that. Most of my life, I have not had enough, right? But when God showed me this ministry and he showed me somebody that was doing it the wrong way, and I'll admit, when that lady showed me $41,000 a month, I was like, wow. Like, how many of y'all would like be blowed and it would change your life if you made $41,000 a month? Now, some of y'all, if you made 41 grand one time in a month, that would change your life. You've heard me ask people this, big bro. If you made $41,000 every 30 days of your life and you were doing something good, like helping people that would otherwise would be living in rats and roaches or in the woods or outside, that would change your life if you made 41 grand a month. So I don't know how you guys are made up. I don't know y'all makeup, but me, I don't need to be convinced once I see something that's powerful, it works, it helps people, and it pleases God. Now, I'm no preacher, I'm no pastor, I'm no bishop, but we do love God and we love people, we love real estate. And when I found out that if I can do God's will, help people, be respected by the community, but ATL 000, you know what my fourth one is? I want you to make enough money to feed your family. Like, I tell people this all the time. Whatever I'm doing in terms of a business or a ministry, I want to be able to please God. Like, when I started business, I said, man, like, does this business please God? Is God happy with this? Me selling drugs, God ain't happy with that. Like, all of these weird businesses that people get into that exploit people, take advantage of people, or it just don't serve nobody. I don't want a business like that. I want a business that God will ultimately be proud of, and he's backing it. I also want to help people because that's in the Bible. And I also want my community to respect me while I'm doing it. And I usually stop and tell this story. 7, 8 years ago, y'all, nobody know who I was. I was a nobody in certain, situations and how people viewed me. Now, to God, I was somebody. To my family, I was everything. But to the general, just public, my community, nobody didn't know me. I was a nobody. But as soon as I started this business and this thing started to change the lives of people, that's what put us on the map. And not because I'm so great as in Derek, but the love of God we showed through this real estate play. Does that make sense? Because, guys, you can start a real estate play doing Airbnb. That ain't really serving nobody. Oh, it kind of sort of is, but that's the vacationer, the person that's coming to have fun. I live in Florida. If you come to Florida, you come to Disney World, SeaWorld, Hollywood Studios, Universal. You coming to have fun, right? You're traveling. But the kind of housing I do is for this thing that'll never go away. It's for the poor, the needy, and the widow. And the guy that can't afford your high apartments in your city. The guy that can buy his own house. So one more time, when we're looking for a business, including this one, I want to please God. I want to help people. I want to be respected by the community. But I also want y'all to make enough money to feed your family. Because I'll be honest, if you don't agree with that, I'm probably your wrong brother. Like, I'm not the YouTube channel for you. Because no matter what we do, I want to please God. I want to help people. I want the community in which I'm doing it in to respect me while I'm doing it and don't bother me and leave me alone because I'm the answer. Don't try to stop this good thing. And watch this. I ain't afraid to say this either. I want to make a bunch of money doing it. How can we build a kingdom and we got broke pockets? Building a kingdom also takes money. Does that make sense, everybody? So that's why I think this business is genius because it serves so many things at once. It serves God and it serves a need that every one of y'all got in your city. Whether you've gotten started or not, just speak in faith. What area, what city and state will you serve? I want to know that. What city and state will you serve? I'm going to take a really quick commercial break and we'll be right back. I hope you guys are enjoying the information. If you want more information just like this, what you're hearing now, make sure you text the phrase more info and don't put it in the chat. Text it to this phone number. Text more info, that's MOREINFO, to the phone number 407-326-0086. We're going to give you our complimentary webinar, and then that leads to a complimentary call with me and my team to talk about how fast can we get you started. Let's get back to the show. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. So again, thank y'all so much for being here. I super appreciate it. I also want to share with you what made me leave my job is when I found out that a lady was sleeping on the kitchen floor, and your brother, me, sent that lady there. See, some coaches lie to you and won't tell you the truth, but y'all, I didn't know about it. As a social worker, I just worked behind a desk, and I never saw the inside of a place, of an ILF or these group home as they called them. But when the lady that I was almost begging to teach this to me, when she said, Derek, I'll never teach you this. I was like, okay. I took a Saturday on my own, y'all, and I just went. And I went to place to place to place because remember, I was the social worker, so I knew all the addresses of where these places were. And when I saw the conditions and the amount of people, 10, 14, 16 people in one house, in a 3-bed, 2-bath, and one of the bedrooms got a lock on the door. Guys, I saw some bad stuff, and it's the same lady that was making 41 grand a month doing it. And when I found that out, I said, man, I got to get out of here because I'm part of the problem now. When I went to one of those houses on my tour, I met a lady. I'll just call her Alice today. I said, Alice, what are you doing here? She's like, Derek, you serious? Like, you sent me here a couple of days ago, bro. And the crazy part about it, y'all, Alice was just actually grateful to be there. And this woman was sleeping on the kitchen floor in front of the kitchen stove. She had a 3-inch mat about 3 feet long. She said, Derek, this is where I sleep at. She said, Derek, look at all these people in here. Where else can I sleep? Ain't no room in the bedrooms. Guys, every bedroom was like stacked 3 high with mattresses. That stuff will break your heart. And I tell people all the time, if that don't break your heart, you on the wrong YouTube channel. If you want a channel where you can hear somebody making 41 grand a month, living the dream you always desired to do, but doing it the wrong way, and it don't bother you, I'm actually not your big brother. You on the wrong channel because your heart got to be in this. We're dealing with people that are already on the fringes of life. They've been through it all already. Our job is to provide a clean, safe environment. The devil is a liar. We're going to put this lady on the kitchen floor and call ourselves running a program. And what was so sad that girl said it out her own mouth. She said, Derek, at least I ain't got to sleep outside. Y'all, she was so glad to be in this place. Sleeping on the kitchen floor. Derek, I wouldn't do it this way. Like, how dare you make 41 grand a month and you put somebody on the kitchen floor? You couldn't just go and rent or lease another place and get that woman her own bed? Derek, I wouldn't do it like this. Have y'all ever seen somebody living your dream but doing it the wrong way? That's essentially what I saw, y'all. And I just simply said to him, I said, man, I got to take action. And I like to do these little acronyms every now and again. Action for me means the A means act. Do something every day towards your goal. Pray, talk to God, tell him what you want to do. Pretend God don't even know about it. Say, God, you know what? I really want to get into this housing thing. I don't know what I'm doing, but you led me to this big mouth boy named Derek on YouTube, and he seemed to give the game away. So, guys, you got to do something every day. Be doing research on how to connect with social workers and case managers. The C stands for continue. Persist in spite of difficulty, opposition, or failure. Guys, a lot of y'all, 85% of y'all going to get into this, and it's not going to be smooth sailing from day one. 15% of y'all going to get this and say, man, this is really easy. But let me just tell you, 85% of y'all, meaning you that's watching right now, you're going to run into some bumps, some bruises, some mistakes. Life, L-I-F-E, going to hit you in the face. Some of us lose family members. People pass away. People get sick. It's called life. Your city going to come up against you. Guys, when you're doing something truly meaningful, I tell these people, when you're doing something truly meaningful, the devil going to fight that. I just left our church conference this past week, and one of the pastors preached one night and said that if the devil ain't fighting you, your life is really smooth, you need to check yourself. That means you probably ain't doing nothing that's threatening, like to that dark world. If you're shining light and doing positive, the devil trying to find you and fight you. That's normal for us people that are in purpose. If you ain't in purpose, your life probably really smooth right now. You're not experiencing no bumps or bruises. So persist in spite of it getting tough, it getting hard, or people telling you you can't do this. T means train, never stop learning. Guys, I'm live here 7 days a week. 3 times a day. 7A, 7P, 11P. Guys, I'm hard to miss on this social media streets. So 7, 7, 11. One of the phrases for our conference was, it's worth fighting for. I just left our church conference and the title was, or the subtitle, it's worth fighting for. I was making 28 grand a year, struggling to feed my family. In fact, my wife was the breadwinner, if you want to be real about it. But how about that phrase I just told you about, it's worth fighting for? Oh my God, this was so much worth fighting for. When my city told me, no, Derek, you can't do this without a license. When certain family and friends said, Derek, are you crazy? You gonna start a housing program, bro, with no license and without buying the place, Derek? You must be a fool. Y'all gonna hear the same stuff, but will you stop? Will you quit? It's worth fighting for. And some of y'all don't even know it right now. You gonna find out after, but let me tell you, as somebody already on the other side of it, it's worth fighting for. Where would I be today if I had not taken that step, T. Sims? I would still be on that job, hating it, going every day to a job that don't appreciate me. I almost don't appreciate it because I'm mad that I'm there. Come on, guys. Most of y'all, I'm speaking your whole life right now. Like, you don't like your job or your coworkers, and you've been feel like you've been called to something greater. So never stop learning. Guys, I got a private group that's 16 cents a day. It's $5 a month. It's called the ILF Elite. Both of my master classes that I taught on the ILF model and how to be an HRA, housing referral agent, is in that group for $5 a month. And the easiest way to get into it, you just text the word 5 to the phone, 407-326-0086. If you text the word 5 to this phone, that's how you sign up for the 16 cents a day group. The I is probably my most favorite letter out of all of it. Because for most people, sis, that's where it starts at, Jermaine, in your mind. You got to imagine and hold the thoughts of what something would actually be like if it came true. If you do not have an ILF right now, can you at least imagine it? Because if you can't, let me tell you, that's your first step. Your first step is imagining that this is actually possible for you. And with me telling you that there's no license required, you don't have to own the property. Like, what's stopping you? Those two things stopped me for 9 years on my job because I thought I needed a license and I thought I had to own the dadgum place. When that girl said, Derek, I don't own these places. Derek, you think I own these houses? I said, yeah. She said, no, I don't. I say, really? And when she would never let me go see it or take me to it, I snuck there my own self. And that's bad English, but y'all, I snuck to all of her places because remember, I was the social worker, so I knew where to go. And when I saw the rats and the roaches and the filth and the grime and 3 mattresses stacked on top of each other with no pillowcase, no sheets, no comforter, I was like, wow, man, this is crazy. And she made $41,000 every 30 days doing this. I didn't do my job tonight. My job is to inspire, educate, and encourage, to give you the mindset that you can do this. Notice I don't come here and talk about me for 55 hours and how great I am. All my coaching is about how you can get into it, your city, the homeless people in your city, in your state. Oh, that's some good coaching, whether y'all say it or not. Anyway, follow me at Derek Forston. Join that $5 group. And if I prove myself to you in that group by watching those 2 classes, upgrade yourself to either DIY, the collective group coaching, or the one-on-one coaching. I don't decide that, you do. You and your family decide that. But other than that, man, I want to pray you guys out of here. And I want to get y'all out of here in time to go enjoy your family for a little bit of tonight. But also, I want some of y'all to go and talk to God and pray and say, God, you know what? That was pretty cool tonight, what I heard. And if Derek and Shay and that family is supposed to be a part of my journey, God, make the way easy. But if Derek is not supposed to be my big brother and I'm not supposed to get it from Derek, God, remove Derek away from my algorithm, from my Facebook. God, let Derek disappear from me if he's not to be what you sent. But God, if he be the guy, make the way easy. Does that make sense, everybody? Father God, thank you so much for the seed that was sown tonight. God, thank you for the ability to give what you gave me and my wife. God, thank you for the want to share it with other people. God, thank you for not having a crab in a bucket mentality. God, I thank you that I want to share it with people the way it changed my life. And just like I promised you, God, if you did it for me, I will go all over the world sharing it and I will never take any credit. In fact, watch me do that right now, y'all. With God, y'all think I'm a genius, but without God, this is all baloney. So God, I thank you for giving me the mind of Christ and the able body to lead your people. And Father God, now everybody that's under the sound of my voice, God, can you help them as well? God, in fact, I want you to help them better than you did me. Somewhere in that good book, it talks about that the students should outdo the teacher. God, I want you to do exceedingly and abundantly above what these people can think or they can ask for in their business. God, give them the mind of Christ and the able body to do what you called them to do. Because God, I believe that procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God will give us more time for something he's already told us to do. And God, we don't want to be arrogant against you. We want to do your will. We want to help our community. And God, we want to make enough money to feed our family. And we'll be ever so careful to give you all the glory, all the honor, and all the praise. In fact, God, we'll take no credit. And God, today I decrease so that you can increase inside of me. Help me be the best coach and the consultant that I can be. And God, help these people move at the speed of revelation. God, they heard it tonight. They can't unhear it. Wake them up in the middle of the night, God, and remind them that this is the dream that you gave them. But God, give them every resource, every monetary gain they need to make it happen. And God, again, will be ever so careful to give you all the glory, all the honor, and all the praise. Now unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we could ever ask or think, according to God's power that worketh in us. You guys be great. I love you guys like a fat kid loves cake. Other than that, man, you guys be great. And we'll see you guys tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. Remember, tonight at 11. Guys, I'm live 7A, 7P, 11P. So that's 3 times a day, 7 days a week. So tonight, I'll see you at 11. And then we'll see you tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. and then again at 7 p.m. You guys be great, and we'll see you next time. If this is your first time ever joining us, first of all, I want to say thank you. Second of all, I hope you're enjoying the content. But probably most importantly, I want you guys to text more info to the phone number 407-326-0086. That's going to give you our introductory webinar that breaks all of this down. And it also gives you a call with someone on our team to answer every question you have before moving forward. Because remember, I don't want you to buy nothing before you have a clear understanding of what this is and how to operate it. So one more time, text only these 2 words, more info, to 407-326-0086, and you will get an immediate download. You click that, you put your name, email address, and phone number, instant download. After watching that webinar, which is about 55 minutes long, first of all, it's going to change your life. Second of all, make sure you book that call, and then you join us 7 days a week on our YouTube channel right here at Forston Consultants, and we'll see you on the other side of success. Let's go. Most people don't fail because they're broke. They fail because they're not in the right room. The ILF Academy is not another Facebook group. It's the cheapest and most affordable access point to learning the independent living facility model. Put that inside of this $5 group. And if you know anything about me, guys, only my one-on-one people get that kind of coaching. But I'm giving it to you all because I want no excuses this year that you didn't know how to get started. So the ILF Academy Elite is only $5, and I'm going to put the link below. We'll see you there. The first step to getting started with your own independent living facility is texting the phrase more info to 407-326-0086. One more time, if you text the phrase more info to that phone number, we're going to give you an immediate text message. You fill out your name, email address, and phone number, and we're going to send it to you instantly to watch it with you and your family or you and your team. And then if you have questions, we want you to join us 7 days a week on our YouTube channel so that we can learn and grow together. But if you think that you want to move forward with one of our coaching products, we'll also speak to you by phone just to make sure that you understand fully what you're getting yourself into. And again, it starts with our webinar. So text more info to the phone number 407-326-0086, and we'll see you on the other side of success.
Hey, Derek, I just want to ask, what's the biggest benefit of independent living facility?
Well, in my opinion, the best form of real estate is shared housing. That's why we invented the independent living facility model, because we view it like this. Why get one house and rent to one income, right? A family usually, mom, dad, 3 kids. What the ILF model does, it allows you to take that same 4-bed, 2-bath home and take 8 people from homeless to hopeful. That's the benefit of shared housing.
So what's the secret to being so successful in the ILF housing model?
The biggest secret literally that we have, and it's kind of no secret because we always say it, we keep God first, right? We love people and we love real estate. So we live by this thing that says that we want to please God, right? Because we believe that if you do that, man, everything else can just fall in place. We believe in helping people. And that's something that's actually in the Bible. God says that when you do unto the least of thee, it's like you're doing it unto him. We also believe in being respected by our community while we're doing it. When I first started this, guys, nobody knew me. Today, we're really well known, but not because of how great I am. It's because of the housing program that's changing the lives in the city in which we live in. And then the last part about it, I want you guys to make enough money to feed your family. So one more time, we believe in pleasing God, helping people, being respected by the community, but I also want you to make enough money to feed your family. And you can do that while doing the independent living facility model. So just text more info, just those 2 words, more info, to 407-326-0086. And that's the first starting point.
David, I know you're not there yet, but remember I told you to act in faith. And while you're doing all the homework that I told you about earlier, always be looking for a property, whether that's on Zillow, Realtor.com, Facebook Marketplace, or word of mouth using your social media. Always be looking for a property, because you just never know when God's going to say, go, it's your time. Yeah, I remember that. But, and you won't believe it, but I actually found a property and it's in one of them HOAs. And see, David, I can tell already you haven't been listening, because that's one of my major rules is that we never start an independent living facility in an HOA or a community association. Because always in the fine print, it's going to say something about you can't run a business inside of here and you can't not sublet, which is the entire model of what we do. Does that make sense? Dennis, would you happen to have a list of things that, you did wrong in the beginning when you first started your independent living facility? What kind of mistakes that you made?
David, that's actually a great question, right? Even coming from you. I wrote a book that's entitled How to Avoid the ILF Fiasco. And in fact, David, it's the 12 dumbest mistakes that are ever made. And because I didn't want other people to make them, I put it in a book. So go to forstonconsultants.com. That's again, forstonconsultants.com, and check it out. That's where you can find all of our ebooks, all of our coaching, and more information about live events.
Well, I'm going to just have to do that then, because that sounds like a good starting point to me. Hey, Dennis, I was watching one of your replays on your YouTube channel, over there at Forston Consultants, and you said something about paying us as an affiliate if we refer somebody to y'all and they get the coaching, you will pay me. What does that mean?
David, do you listen or understand anything we talk about? And yes, that's true. We'll literally pay you for using your affiliate link, that if you drive somebody to us for the coaching and they get it, we pay you 40%. We started that last year. Not sure how long Derek could continue to do that, but David, get in now. Text the word affiliate to 407-326-0086. Fill out the information and you're in. It's that easy.
Wow, man. That's a heck of a deal, because basically you telling me if I refer somebody to you for your one-on-one coaching, you're going to give me 40% of that. So Dennis, in your professional opinion, since you trademarked the ILF, which is the best population, or probably which is the easiest population to serve when I want to get started with my ILF?
Well, if you're asking me my personal opinion, I love the elderly adults and military veterans. They're super independent. They don't usually need much from you. And again, they're just easier. People that are more settled in life, meaning age-wise, they just typically are a little bit easier than your younger crew. So, but I always tell people also, right,
choose your population by what your community is dictating. Where I live at in Orlando, Florida, it screams for military veterans and elderly adults. We just